name is Raymond Argumedo, and I'm an artist based in Riverside, California. I was drawing and doodling at around 7 years old. My oldest brother, George, introduced me to art magazines and taught me a lot about graffiti in the late 90s. George was murdered when I was 11 years old, and drawing would make me feel like he was still around. When I got into high school, I was really into graffiti and drawing and black books with all the local taggers. Around 2006, 2007, I came across this magazine called Juxtapose at Barnes & Noble, and it changed everything I wanted to do art-wise. The magazine introduced me to some of my biggest artists or influences to this day. Artists like Jeremy Fish, Blaine Fontana, Sam Flores, Crayola, Alex Pardee, Jeff Soto. Jeff Soto was a huge one because I found out that he lived in Riverside and went to the same high school as me. So that was super stoked to hear about. So after high school, I worked construction, and I purchased my first real set of paintbrushes and canvases, and decided to really teach myself how to paint. And I slowly started straying away from graffiti and more into portraits and characters and all that good stuff. I would display my work at the local coffee shops, and I would do different art walks, different cities, different events. I started doing live painting at bars when I was 21, and that was really cool. Really cool experience. At around 2016, I got married, and my art career just took a pause, and family life took over. My wife told me to go back to school a few years later, so I went back to school and received my certificate in graphic design. Being in school fueled my love for art all over again, and so I started painting, designing, and really trying to get back out there. At around 2018, I started Gramercy, art company, as a place to sell my work and eventually help others who are trying to pursue, an art career. Help them, print their work and make merch. And Gramercy was the street name that I grew up on, and was also the same street my oldest brother George was murdered on. Naming the company after that street just felt right. And in 2019, I decided I really wanted to set up at DesignerCon. It's a convention that is really based around toys and art and comics. So I signed up to join the wait list, and actually got in, a month before the actual convention, actually. I asked one of my buddies, who happens to be a great artist as well, an illustrator, and we shared a booth. We didn't want to look like it was our first time, it was our first convention. We decided to build these giant wood panels, these big walls around our booth. Anyways, the experience was really great. The turnout was beautiful. Got to meet a lot of new fans of my work. After DesignerCon, literally a couple weeks later, I entered this contest that Tristan Eaton was hosting, and it was open to anyone who was pushing to be an artist or thriving to be an artist, and they had to be under 30 years old. So I tagged my greatest work and expected the best. A week after I signed up, I went to Disneyland with my girls, my wife, and I was in line for the Plaza Inn trying to buy some chicken, and I get a notification that I'm getting tagged on something, so on Instagram. So I check it, and it says, Raymond Argumedo, congratulations. And I won, I was one of the winners on the contest, and I remember freaking out, and everybody in like line was like, what's wrong with you? And I remember turning around, telling this lady, dude, I won the contest. And she was like, okay. So yeah, a week later, after winning or being told I won the contest, I'm in LA hanging out with Tristan at his studio, and he hands me the contest money, and we start, talking about pointers in the art industry, the art business. And what's funny is that morning, it was Sunday morning. That morning, like at 5, I woke up really early. Axial Andrews was, he posted it, he was having an open studio, so you can go in and buy whatever merch he has on hand and meet and greet type of thing. So I was like, dude, like, what's the address? And, so I drove out to LA super early, went to Axial Andrews' gallery, or a studio, and I was able to buy some prints. I bought a book, and I got to hang out with him. And then right after that, I'm exiting, and I drive to go hang out with Tristan. It was like a really cool experience. It like just brought it together. So that was last year, and made me super ready to dive into 2020. With all this motivation, exiting Designer Con, meeting all these artists, winning this thing. And so I was like, dude, 2020 is my fucking year. But sadly, this year has been a shit year for a lot of people. But it has given me the time to refocus my work and what direction I'm really trying to go. And that's